Peace. Thank you so much for tapping in. You must be ready for some serious astrology. I'm your girl, my Eye Amethyst the Queen. It is April 28th, 2022, and I am here to talk to you today about 5 tips, or give you 5 tips for learning astrology. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. If nobody told you that they love you, I just want to let you know that I love you and that we gonna do this thing, all right? So, tips for learning astrology. All right, tip number 1. If you do not have a birth chart, I think the first thing that you should definitely do is get a free copy of your birth chart. There are many websites online where you can get a copy of your birth chart. My favorite is Astro.com. Astro.com has been around for many years. I've been using it for many years. And I use it also for my business. So I have a lot of my clients' data in Astro.com, and I'm able to keep up with them and myself that way. So you definitely want to secure the birth chart. And if you don't know what a birth chart is, a birth chart, also called a natal chart, is a snapshot of the sky on the day that you were born. So on the day that you were born, the planets were positioned in a certain way. And that's what gives you your personality traits. That is what also kind of shapes and molds like your character and how you show up every day. So it is in essence a snapshot of the sky on the day that you were born. And in actuality, it is who you are. And of course, who you are changes over time, because even though the planets snapshotted on that day, the planets are still constantly moving on a day-to-day basis. So, the way that the planets are kind of interfacing with who you are currently makes life go round, right? Okay, so tip number 1, get a copy of that birth information. Astro.com is the best. All right. Tip number 2, you need to memorize those symbols and the planets and the zodiac signs. Okay. So everybody has, that beautiful pie-shaped chart, and then it is cut up into 12 different sections. There are 12 different astrological signs and 12 different aspects of your birth chart. Okay, let's take mine for an example. I have an Aquarius rising, so I have Aquarius that that is over my first house. So in that first section on my natal chart, it has Aquarius there, and then after Aquarius it has Pisces, and then after Pisces it has Aries, and then Taurus, and so on and so forth. So like that definitely plays a role in who I am. My first house is ruled by Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about humanitarianism. It's about the bigger collective. I like to say that that Aquarius is all about other people's children, right? It's about kind of like the bigger picture. And then if you have planets there, that might make it even more intense, right? Okay, so also understanding the planets and what they mean. Okay, like understanding that your sun represents who you are at your core. Okay, and the moon represents how like your emotions, like who you are on the inside. And your rising sign is like how other people see you and how you come off. All right, funny thing, here in the Western Hemisphere, we are really like strong on our sun signs. But if you go to other spaces, they want to know what your rising sign is first and what your moon sign is. Okay. So, and also for tip number 2, memorizing the zodiac signs, where they're located, what they mean, what they don't mean. All right. We know Aries is that the first sign of the zodiac, and it's like fiery, like it's the beginning, it kicks shit off, right? It's like that jump in without thinking energy. Okay, and then you got Taurus coming next, that kind of sustains that energy. All right. And then after that, you have Gemini, and Gemini kind of thinks about that energy and kind of communicates it. Okay. And then, it just keeps on going. So understanding, all of the signs and the symbols and the placements are extremely important, because it'll give you a better understanding as to, oh, hold on. All right, it'll give you a better understanding as to who you are and how all these different energies work together. All right. So tip number 3. Make sure that you got some astrology books, okay? And I know we're all in the age of doing things digitally. I love digital books. I have, downloads. I have PDF books. I have Audible, Kindle, all of that great stuff. And that's a good way to get information in, listening to videos on YouTube and all of those different things. But also having physical books, okay, and reading those books and applying, okay. And I have a few books that I like. All right, the first book that I ever got from astrology was recommended by my sister. It's a book that she used all the time, and it's called The Birthday Book. Okay, The Birthday Book is super dope. Because it gives you lots of good information about astrology. It'll give you your birth time. Not birth time. It'll give you, like your sun sign. It'll give you people that you're compatible with. It talks about your secret self. It has love and relationship information in here. And this is great for some beginning type stuff. All right. And then I have the only astrology book that you'll ever need. Okay, I got this a couple years ago, and this is really good. This book goes into detail about every doggone thing. It talks about, traits, characteristics, personalities, combinations. This is a really good book to have. And I believe it truly lives up to its title. And it's not a super expensive book. I think I paid $16 or something like that. All right. And then this is something that I just started reading. I'm not completely finished with this one yet, but this one is called Kabbalistic Astrology. And this one is based on, the Kabbalah, but it really breaks down the foundationals of astrology, without all the math and all that stuff, and just kind of takes you back to your more simpler state. And talks about speaking and manifesting, and how astrology is just really the universal language of everything. Astrology really helps you move energy. It helps you move yourself, right? All right, so that's tip number 3. Make sure you got you some good astrology books. All right, tip number 4. Once you get on astro.com or any other website that you're using, you want to make sure that you are following your own transits on a regular basis. That's important, because you want to understand, what it means when you have Venus sextiling Neptune. You know what I mean? What does that look like? You want to make sure that you're really understanding, so when I talk about transits, transits are how the planets are currently moving right now. We're about to have a solar eclipse in Taurus on Saturday. Okay, that is a transit. Okay, the energy that's there. If you understand how to read transits and aspects, you're able to use that energy and apply it to your life and get the best out of it. Okay, so if you know that you have a lot of fixed signs, this eclipse might be a little more difficult for you. But you still want to, use that energy. You still want to manifest or what have you. So maybe you might have a moon ceremony in your house. Maybe you might not go out. You might be a little more cautious as to who you're around and what type of energy is there. And it's real simple. Going on the website, and it'll tell you, like, they have personal daily transits for daily transits for the day, but they also have like a 3-day forecast, so you could check out what was going on the day before with those transits. You can check out what's currently going on, and you can check out what's going to happen with you for the next day. So, you're prepared. And, things always shift, things always move, things happen. But you can always have, a better understanding when it comes to life, because we say transit, but in reality, things are just happening, and you are responding or reacting or making choices, right? So following your transits on a regular basis helps you navigate those transits better. It helps you understand how to react and respond, and how to make the best out of any situation. All right. And tip number 5 is to study your birth chart. Study your own birth chart like your life depends on it, because it does, right? We can be very complicated beings. We are very perplexed individuals. And I always tell folks, astrology really helped me understand myself. It helped me understand my mindset, and it helps me navigate better, because I'm aware, okay, I'm having a square this day, it's a Mars Pluto square or whatever, and I know that that's going to be intense energy, so I might do some meditating in the morning, because maybe something might happen, and sometimes things don't happen, and I'm just prepared, so I'm able to flow even better, because I got a leg up, I got a heads up on what's going on. So studying your own birth chart is important, and studying, the people that you love, studying their birth charts. That'll help you become a better astrologer. You're able to help, people around you, people that you love, and you're also able to help yourself. Everybody's able to see clear, and astrology is super supportive. So understanding and studying your own birth chart, studying folks around you's birth information, and don't go digging too hard. Okay, make sure that you ask for permission before you get all up in folks' business. And you can also you can go online and you can look at celebrities' birth charts. They're public figures. A lot of their records and everything is been made public. It's public information. So you can get celebrities' birth charts. You can look at Bad Girl Riri's chart, and see how that plays out in real time, and just look like, whoa, like she's really embodying herself. Another one of my favorite charts is Beyonce's, because Beyonce got a Scorpio moon and I got a Scorpio moon. So I wanted to see like how she conducts herself with her emotions and her feelings, and try to help myself. And also, like, Donald Trump. I'm like, if you look at his chart, you'll see that he definitely lived up to everything that he was supposed to while he was in the White House. And you can take that information any way you want it. But anyhow, those are my 5 tips. Okay, tip number 1, make sure you get a copy of that birth chart. You can do that on astro.com. Tip number 2, making sure that you're memorizing the symbols, the planets, zodiac signs, all of that stuff, because that'll help you. Tip number 3, get you some astrology books, okay? Tip number 4, follow your own transits on a regular basis, making sure that you're in tune with what's going on with yourself first off, because that makes you better, and that makes this world that we all share a better place. And tip number 5, study your birth chart and study those birth charts around you. those folks that are around you, as well as having fun with celebrity birth charts. All right, so I love you all so much. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope that you have a dope day and take this as some serious astrology. Peace.